Abhi ki baar, Trump sarkar.
Narendra Modi has a new fan.
We're going to
The US presidential hopeful Donald Trump, who's going all out to the Indian American electorate using Modi's 2017 pre-poll tagline.
I look forward to working with Prime Minister Modi, who has been very energetic in reforming India's bureaucracy.
At a recent fundraiser by the Republican Hindu coalition, Trump went all out to grab the Indian American votes, lighting diyas, adopting the lotus pose in posters, chanting Om and batting for Hindus and India.
I am a big fan of Hindu and I am a big fan of India. Big fan. Big fan. Let me start by stating right up front that if I'm elected president, the Indian and Hindu community will have a true friend in the White House. That I can guarantee you, that I can tell you. Under a Trump administration, we are going to become even better friends. In fact, I'll take the word even out because we are going to be best friends.
As Trump calls for the Hindu votes, he has declared a war on Islamic terror, triggering a heated debate in an already charged political atmosphere.
We will defeat radical Islamic terrorism. When I'm president, we will stand shoulder to shoulder with India in sharing intelligence and keeping our people safe.
This is why the Hindus matter to Trump. Of 3.2 million Indian Americans, 56% are eligible to vote. Indians are the third largest ethnic group among Asians in the US after Chinese and Filipinos. 65% of Indian Americans are known to lean towards the Democratic Party. North Carolina, Ohio and Florida are the key swing states where the Hindu American vote could help Trump to gain an edge over Clinton. Boosting Trump's Hindu outreach are two glamorous women by his side. His daughter, former model Ivanka, and daughter-in-law Lara Trump, the wife of Trump's second son Eric. Ivanka has been the professional, stable, sane voice stoutly defending her father. But the family is united during the campaign trail. So when Ivanka was required elsewhere and could not celebrate Diwali at a Hindu temple, Lara stepped in, joining the festivities at a Hindu temple in the key swing state of Virginia.
There are a lot of similarities between the two men, two leaders, on economic policy as well as foreign policy, fight against terrorism, a strong stand against radical extremists.
Will Trump's Desi Diwali dhamaka pay off? With Nishant Chaturvedi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Ambassador Neelam Deo now joins me on the broadcast. Also with me is Rashmi Dekne. She's the national spokesperson for the Hindu Sena. The Hindu Sena has actively been campaigning for Donald Trump, its reps in the United States of America, also celebrating his birthday in India. But Ambassador Neelam Deo, I want to come to you first. I want to understand from you, ma'am, why is Donald Trump reaching out to the Hindus, not just the Indian Americans, but repeatedly saying, I'm reaching out to the Hindus, Hindus are friends. What's the game plan? Is that lack of understanding? Does he mean Indian Americans, or is he singling out the Hindu community?
I would suggest that he is responding to whoever reaches out to him. The organization Hindus for Trump has quite actively sought to reach out to the Trump campaign, and therefore he has attended one of their events and he has made all these kinds of statements. We should see it as campaign rhetoric, but we must also understand that Indian Americans actually are playing a more high-profile role in American politics than before. They are assuming higher places in the administration. They are more active as aides and advisors on the Hill. And they are not very significant, not very large, but they are contributors to campaigns. So for all these reasons, the Indian American community does receive some amount of attention during campaigns, But on the other hand, we must recognize that India has not been a big factor throughout the campaign, either for Democrats or for Republicans.
Okay, India is not a big factor in these American elections, but Rashmi Dekne, from celebrating Donald Trump's birthday in India, are you just creating a hype, Hindus for Donald Trump? What's this all about?
See, as Mr. Trump has already told, he has said again and again that he is in favor of India. He likes India. He likes Indian culture, and he supports. He's a big fan of Modi, and so if he says that if he is good for India, then why not support him? Okay, what good has the Democratic President Mr. Obama done for India when it comes to Pakistan's India-focused terrorism? Okay, he has done nothing. So if Trump is speaking in favor of India, why not support him?
Okay, but is this just election rhetoric? I'll come to that aspect also. But Maha Siddiqui, my colleague, now joins me for more, and Maha explains why Donald Trump is reaching out to the Indian Americans. Why is he singling out the Hindu American voters? Maha, take it away.
Gaurav, as we've already seen that this race is absolutely neck and neck, and therefore it becomes imperative for Donald Trump to reach out to this community, which is the third largest ethnic community in the United States. 56% of the 3.2 million Indian Americans are eligible to vote. That's a sizable number. As I was pointing out, this is the third largest ethnic group in the United States after the Chinese and the Filipinos, and that is why there is strength in numbers which he wants to tap into. 65% of Indian Americans are known to lean towards Democrats, and therefore he wants to tilt those scales towards him, and that's why he's reaching out. We've seen an aggressive reach out, not just by Trump but by his family as well. Hindu American votes are crucial in at least 3 of the states, North Carolina, Ohio and Florida. 80% over 25 have college degrees, most for any ethnic group really. We can see how this is an ethnic group that's educated, that's a progressive. Highest median household income is at $88,000. So you can clearly see the importance of this community, and therefore Trump wants to tap into this community. But let's also take a look at what Hillary has been doing to reach out to the Indian Americans. In fact, the maximum number of interactions with the Indian community have been by Hillary rather than Trump, and maybe that is the reason that he's aggressively reaching out to this community at this last minute. As a senator, she was the co-chair of the Senate India Caucus, so she really does know this community much better than Trump perhaps, and she's visited India several times as Secretary of State. So clearly her connect with this community at the state seems more.
Okay.
Finally, let's take a quick look, Gaurav, at Team Hillary, which has people of Indian origin, Indian Americans there. One of her key aides, Huma Abedin, is of Indian origin. Her father was born in Delhi, although her mother is a Pakistani. Let's look at the other people in her team. Neera Tandon, again an Indian American, senior member of the transition team. Hillary Clinton has several people. Ami Bera has been a person, who's visited India several times, is well known here, long-time associate of the Clintons. Maya Harris, a civil rights lawyer, again an Indian. Frank Islam is an India-born entrepreneur. So she has a fairly strong team. This Mini Thimmaraju, women's vote director. Strong team there that Hillary Clinton has built for herself as far as the number of Indians is concerned. As far as Trump goes, Salab Kumar, another face, he organized a convention there with the Indian Americans. Harmeet Dhillon, Chandigarh born Indian, part of the Trump team, and at least 2 more people. Sue Ghosh is again an Indian American lawyer who's on Trump's team and is trying to aggressively reach out to the Indian Americans. Avinash is an MBA from IIM Lucknow and is in charge of the Arizona campaign. So clearly you can see both sides have a huge number of Indian Americans to reach out to this community, Gaurav.
Okay. Ambassador Deo, in your opinion, Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton, who's better for India?
I think if we are looking for continuity and for someone who knows India well, certainly Hillary Clinton would be the preferred candidate. And governments and business always want continuity. They feel that it is safer. But on the other hand, Donald Trump is coming in with some new ideas, but he's a disruptionist. The judgment really has to be made whether we think that the present international order is entirely working in favor of India, or that we would like to see many changes. And I will mention just two things.
Yes.
The opposition to the trade agreements with East Asia, of which India is not a part. Trump and Bernie Sanders made that opposition first, and Hillary Clinton has now come on to that opposition late. It does not do us any harm not to have all these mega trade agreements negotiated, of which we are not a part. On the other hand, also, with Hillary Clinton as president, I think we will see a heightened participation of the United States in the war in Syria. And a continuation of that war is in nobody's interest. It fans the global terrorism problem. And I think the fact that the expectation is that Trump would reduce and he would look more inwards into domestic problems in the United States. That also is in a global interest.
And is terrorism the only reason why you know the Hindu Americans are supporting Donald Trump?
I should say that is the main reason, because जियोगे तो कुछ आगे trade करोगे. First you need to be alive, because if you see the current state of Syria, it is totally demolished. There is nothing. There is no life. And who are responsible? Who initiated ISIS? Who gave them arms? Who gave them ammunitions when it started to pluck up the Assad regime? Who started it? So when Trump says that he wants to finish off ISIS, I think that's the best part. That's the best part that he can offer us.
Okay, and before I close, ma'am, in quick 30 seconds, as far as war on terror in Pakistan is concerned, Ambassador Neelam Deo, who's better as far as India is concerned, taking that war against terror on Pakistan?
I think without question, Hillary Clinton knows the problem better than Trump. But on the other hand, Hillary Clinton has been part of an establishment that has for decades pandered to Pakistan despite knowing these issues well.
Okay, and that remains to be seen. Does someone have new ideas how to deal with the global epicenter of terror? Ambassador Neelam Deo and Rashmi ji, for the moment, many thanks for joining me.